Say morning, Jonesboro. This is meteorologist Tim Root with your KLEK 102.5 forecast. Mostly sunny skies today, and with the summer sunshine, it should hit about 88, 89. Northeast wind 5 to 10. Mostly clear overnight, 65 to 70, very light winds. Mostly sunny Thursday and Friday, and the temperatures in the mid to upper 80s each afternoon. Light northeast winds expected Thursday and Friday. Jonesboro, that's your KLEK 102.5 FM weather.
From Feature Story News in London, I'm Ollie Barrett. 36 hours after he went missing, the body of the founder of India's largest coffee chain has been found in a river in the south of the country. North Korea has carried out its second missile launch in a week. The number of places affected by flooding in Russia's Far East has grown after new heavy rains, and Democrats vying to challenge US President Donald Trump in the 2020 election have faced off in the first of two nights of televised debates.
It's 9:01.
Community Conversations is brought to you by Arkansas Early Learning, offering no-cost childcare in Jonesboro and Northeast Arkansas. Applications at arearlylearning.org.
Arkansas Early Learning is a nonprofit organization.
KLEK LP Jonesboro, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council. It's now time for Community Conversations, a program focusing on the people working to make the Jonesboro community a better place, while offering viewpoints from all sides of the issues. The views expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of KLEK 102.5 FM, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council, or our underwriters or sponsors.
Good morning, everyone. Maybe if I turn everything on, we can hear. All right, good morning, everyone. Hope that you're having a great start to your day. It's Wednesday, All Gospel Wednesday on KLEK 102.5 FM, but right now you're tuning in to Community Conversations, and my special guest is Mrs. Shunquetta Cunningham of Cares, Grants, and Services. So I'm sorry, y'all, she's supposed to be here Friday, but life happens as it does. So here we are again.
I know.
So, all right, thank you so much for joining me on today, because I'm really excited about the topics. We have already touched on two of the ones that we're going to talk about, which is the Celebrate Maya project and the Black Star Blue 2, but we want people to really know what's going on so they can come out and participate or send their kids out for the Maya project. And also we're going to tap into some business discussion for the second portion of the show. So let's just jump right into these upcoming events.
Okay.
Whatever one you want to start with.
Awesome. Well, we can start Celebrate Maya because we had to change the date on Black Star Blue 2 Wellness Expo, and it's at the end of the month. So Celebrate Maya is a coordination with the Celebrate Maya project started by Miss Janice Kearney, who is just well renowned in Arkansas. Miss Daisy Bates protege, just phenomenal woman, and she started this in remembrance of Arkansas, to pay homage to Maya Angelou's roots here in Arkansas, and just as a way to keep her legacy alive. And so on August 10th, an all-day event, a free event for your youth to come out. It will be held in Blytheville, in Mississippi County, and they will have the opportunity to interview local history makers. And I just think that's so phenomenal on so many levels, because for one, history is often told in the eyes of the victor, and so you get history that people want you to receive. And I think it's important for the youth to take ownership in their community, so be able to tell their own stories and the stories of the people that are there. And so it's free. We are still needing more youth, because we have 20 history makers, and so we want at least 2 to 3 youth per history maker. And y'all, at the end of this, their work will be published.
That's amazing.
And so I just think if you have high school seniors, that they can list this work as published work on their resume and personal statements, or even if you just have they're younger, I think just the momentum to say, hey, I can interview, I can write, and then have my work recorded. I think it's just inspirational. So August 10th, we are still needing more youth. The event will be held in Blytheville at Arkansas Northeastern College.
I'm so happy that this event is coming so close to home. Even though I don't have any kids that qualify, I'm hoping that I can encourage other people to send their children. And Blytheville is right up the road. We can drive. Well, y'all, I don't drive. You can drive to Memphis or Little Rock. Why not go up to Blytheville and take part in this wonderful, wonderful event? Celebrate the life and work of a wonderful person.
Yes. I mean, who doesn't love Dr. Maya Angelou, for one? And then as far as why this organization was started, and then again, it gives the youth the opportunity to enhance skills that usually right now what's elevated more in communities is sports and different things, and I think this is an opportunity to really focus on the other side of arts.
Yes,
and so please, we're asking for you to send your youth. It's free, it's all day. They're going to be in great company. I will be there along with for other notable people in the area. Dr. Blanche and Miss Janice Kearney will be there, and Dr. Abraham, Mrs. Lucretia McDonald, Miss Gloria Boyd. There are so many wonderful people that are committed to this project. I'm just happy to be a part. To be honest, they are doing, a lot of the work. I'm on the conference phone calls, and I'm doing what I can on my end here in Jonesboro. But we're asking for you to send your youth, sign up. You can email me at my full name, Shunquetta Cunningham at gmail.com, if you would like to register your youth. Again, y'all, it's free and it's all day. So you can take care of that last minute school shopping while they're there. Like I said, in the presence of great company.
All right. I want to say good morning to some people just checking in. Officer Victoria Evans, Dr. Sharice Jones-French says good morning, and Miss Keisha Higgins, who says good morning, ladies. Shunquetta is amazing. Yes, she is.
Oh, y'all are too kind. Look, I have great women to admire. I mean, all of those are great women. So, yeah. And my mentor's on. Hi, mentor.
I'm looking forward to seeing what comes out of this project, hearing the feedback from the kids and maybe their parents, whatever the kids share with their parents. I'm looking forward to hearing how it enriched their lives, and hopefully it will spark a flame in them that helps push them forward, like you said, to show them what else is possible. We don't realize, or we realize as adults, but I don't think kids realize how writing on different levels can impact and enhance their lives. What if they did go into sports? They still need to learn how to write articles, write promos, write bios.
Read their contracts. And agreements. And,
So reading and writing on those different levels plays a major role in all aspects of our life, no matter what your career of choices.
I mean, and then it even goes back to statistically, as a grant writer in my profession and work with nonprofits, that's you have to stay up to date on statistics and where our community is at. And for Arkansas, basically we're passing children when only 33% of them can adequately read and write on their level by the time they're in third grade. So basically, we're just kind of pushing children along because we have some issues here in our state. And so that just brings together a wider topic that anytime you get the opportunity to engage your children in something that's of great necessity as far as enhancing reading and writing skills, the opportunity is there. That's what I'll say. It's there. You will have people with PhDs and community advocates, and Miss Janice Kearney, who owns a publishing company, has produced multiple books and was the diarist to President Clinton, his full terms in office. So, I mean, they're right there in the presence of just so many wonderful people. So please bring your youth.
Oh my gosh, I'm just in awe. Like, can I just transport back to being a kid too?
Yeah. Seriously, I'm excited. I get those same goosebumps when I'm around Miss Janice Kearney, or like even with my mentor, Dr. Sharice Jones-Branch. I mean, when you just have people that are just excellent in what they do, it does inspire you. And so hopefully that same feeling and inspiration as they hear from local history makers as they're in the room, they just glean and take that experience. Now I'm going to be sure to just communicate that as well. Just take in the experience.
I know the last time you were here talking about this project, we had a off-air discussion, about starting, hopefully, some type of heritage project to keep the stories of our communities alive. And that message was driven home deeper yesterday when I had a conversation with some people from the community from the Industrial High School in Booker T. Washington.
Okay.
School.
Okay.
Reunion committee.
Yeah.
And before they came, though, I did some reading last night on the Encyclopedia of Arkansas, and I'm like, I lived in Jonesboro 20 plus years and didn't know as much of this history of Booker T. Washington and the Industrial High School that was around during the time of desegregation. So
yeah.
I bet there are other people who live here in Jonesboro who don't even know that
Yeah.
much of that history. So I bet there are people in Blytheville, going back to the project, that one, don't know some of those people exist, don't know the impact they made on the community. And this would be the perfect opportunity to start those conversations, again, to keep that history alive, keep our heritage alive, and hopefully inspire the kids to dig deeper into where they come from and who they are, and those that came before them.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. Again, just going back to what I said earlier, history is always told in the eyes of the victor. You have to dig for the history, for true history in the history that often untold, that's not in print. You have to be intentional about doing that, and it's for a reason. People, we have one conversation that always says, well, our history is American history. There is an ungirded falsehood in that as well, that our history extends here, but it's here, but it extends deeper, and we're continuing to grow and know in that. And I think it's just important to where we can start as far as exact origin at times, but again, going back to the program, being able to hit it home right there, that you have people in your community that started businesses, and was prominent that started like with a lot of Main Street initiatives, and was the first person to open the practice up in the community or Northeast Arkansas. I mean, it's right there in Blytheville. And so I'm just excited because I'm going to be just going from little table to table and just to hear about it myself. So it's going to be great.
Wow. Taking notes and listening.
Yeah. We'll have to go live at some of the events.
Okay.
And some of the interviews and stuff. I think it's going to be great. Yeah. I know it is.
I want to say good morning to Minister Ime Olukbe. He says, good morning, Shunquetta, Cunningham, and thank you for attending the Future Felons Town Hall meeting this past Monday.
Oh, yes. Great. I just regret I haven't been able to get there sooner. If you know me, my life set up with 5 children. But I did enjoy it, and I plan to attend more events. Very relevant organization, and so, yeah.
Right, you are all over the place in the community, but we're grateful. I'm grateful to get to know you. When I first met you, I was very intimidated. I don't know why.
Oh no!
But I'm so happy that I have endured, and
you were like, that girl's so country.
I am definitely blessed to get to know you, and I'm definitely pulling from some of your expertise and adding it to my bucket.
I just tell people what I learn, I share, and I'm still learning every day.
Well, I hope more people take advantage of what you have to offer, and I really hope that the community of Blytheville really steps up and supports this project, and not just Blytheville, surrounding areas.
Yes. A lot of communities are just 15-20 minutes around it, and so just bring your youth, sign up. We are still needing more, and I'll encourage you to sign up. Just again, it's an all-day free event. They will get goodies, and then they will be able to meet other youth in the community, and so again, it's going to be a great event.
All right, and so give us a date and time, location again, because I want to make sure we get in the other information about the Blacks Are Blue too.
Okay, so August 10th, and from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's an all-day event at Arkansas Northeastern College. Again, email me full name, shunquettacunningham@gmail.com. If you are still interested if you're interested in signing your youth, and signing up your youth, excuse me. And also, if you would just like to continue, if you would like to support the event as well in any way, that would be awesome. I'm sure it will be welcome.
And for those that are, traveling, consider carpooling, maybe one parent or two, load up a bunch of kids and take them on down.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so another event that's coming up in Blytheville is Black Star Blue 2, and it's centered around mental health awareness.
Yes, so we changed the date because we will be incorporating a 5K walk run.
Okay.
So it will be August 31st now, and that will be beginning at 9 a.m. for the run. And so we are excited. You can look on our the Facebook page, New Jerusalem Christian Fellowship, or Blacks Are Blue 2 Facebook page to find out more information. Currently, we are calling for speakers. Okay. So if you have any experience that you can directly speak to African Americans experience, and in the issues of mental health, anxiety, depression, we want to ensure that we get speakers that have a direct experience to the African American community.
All right.
So we are still looking for speakers for the event, but this is, again, it's a free community event, and a part of this is mental health awareness, but also being believers and being Christians. We also know that faith is a great part of the conversation, but we're also looking at the fact that faith and having faith gets you to a level, and then also we know that there's people with certain gifts that can help you, dealing with, issue that you may have, or family members. And so we want to have all of that in one conversation, in one event. So August 31st, Blacks Are Blue 2 Wellness Expo in New Jerusalem Christian Fellowship. Please come out and join us.
And this is going down from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. And I do want to just elaborate more on this conversation, because I think this is a conversation we don't have often enough. We touch on it and then we kind of put it to the side. It's almost as if we, and I say we as Blacks, are afraid to open up and say, I have an issue, because of the stigma. We talked about this before. There's such a stigma surrounding mental illness, and that's across all ethnicities.
Yeah.
But for Black people, it's like we're expected to just deal with it and just suppress it and just keep it moving.
Yeah, and that has come through a forced survival as well, that there was a period that you could not say that there was something going on with you, that you could not say that you were hurting, because it was no benefit to anyone, and it didn't matter. And then going through just history to where when you wanted to go to the doctor, that you were experimented on, your case studies. And so there's a hesitancy that was forced, amongst our community. And then I think it just became so ingrained and internal that just became the narrative. Well, what happens in this house stays in this house. What goes on, you're okay. Just, you can't afford, basically. I mean, whether just going to the doctor or socially, you can't afford to say you have something wrong with you, because people are already looking at you a certain way. Mm-hmm. So I get it too as well on the other side of that conversation. I just think it's time now that we have to take our liberty, and funny that you have to say that together, but you do have to take your liberty and demand, your freedom in all areas. And so that means getting access to those resources. And at the event, we're going to have screenings there. We're going to have pastors speaking, but we're also going to have experts in mental health and other, issues that people are facing. We're going to have those conversations had by, again, leading experts, and again, not negating the spiritual side of that, all of that, in one event.
All right. What I hope people take away from this is it's okay to get the help you need. but start learning the signs and symptoms of when something is going wrong. It may not be full-on depression or anxiety, but it could be leading up to that if it's not taken care of in the beginning and nipped in the bud. It can spill over into how we treat our family, our coworkers, and our friends, and we just start blowing up and going off on everybody, and nobody knows what's really going on with us.
But listen, that is so true. I after having my fifth one, which is now with baby Junior, I can say I've had to call and reach out. Just because that postpartum, I've never even dealt with any of the kids. I just have babies and keep it moving. And then I think with this one, maybe she was an emotional reaction, like this is my last child and all that. And so I've had to just, reach out and have some conversations like, look, is it okay? Because I'm a firm believer, in God, and I'm up here quoting scriptures that God will renew my mind, and I have the mind of Christ, and you do that to yourself. But then it's like, it's okay just to be honest, not fake it. Don't try to cover up what isn't there and it's not happening, and just say, look, I'm sitting on this floor right now in some tears. And so I need some conversations. And so I think it's really great. I'm excited to have this conversation again, August 31st. And we want you all to participate, to come out to support, participate in the 5K. You can walk it as well. So please don't be intimidated by that. But I think it's just time for our community to just have conversations intentionally for us, by us. Well, let me say this, because too, since we're talking about Blavel, yesterday there was an article, an op-ed, Jonesboro Sun, about should the city of Jonesboro do you want to be a Blavel or a Fayetteville? And so I did respond, and maybe that'll be produced in the paper tomorrow. But what I will say about the city of Blythe, being that's my hometown, I live in Jonesboro, I love Jonesboro, but I also applaud the people in Blythe that even though there has been situations and problems, there are people that are there fighting and attempting to push the community forward against all odds. And so therefore, if you're going to take anything from Blythe, the tenacity, I think that should be replicated. And so I just wanted to say that as a native of Blythe. Thank you.
I was thinking about that, but I didn't want to bring it. I didn't know how to bring it up, but so I'm glad you said it.
Just had to say it.
So with that, we're going to take a quick break, and hopefully you're making notes on these dates and times of these events so that you can attend. When we come back on the second part, we're going to switch into a business discussion, the importance of networking and how to do it and all that, and Shunquetta is going to share her expertise. So we'll be right back after these announcements.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
How does your spouse know you love them? I'm Mark Merrill with today's Family Minute. Romantic movies often give us the wrong impression of what love is. They tell us that it takes grand gestures to show real love. However, I'd suggest that many small acts of love add up to much more than one big gesture. So, here are 7 love actions to show your spouse day in and day out. First, write a note. It can be a long love letter or just a short sticky note with words of encouragement. Second, buy flowers. Third, make the bed. It's always worth it to sacrifice those extra 60 seconds in the morning to make the bed for your spouse. Remember, your family first.
For more resources on today's topic, go to markmerrill.com.
Family Minute is made possible by the Kappa Nu Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, a non-profit organization committed to service to all mankind. Kappa Nu Omega Alpha Kappa Alpha on Facebook and KNOMEGA1908.com.
Family Minute is brought to you by the Gears Foundation, a nonprofit organization providing students with assistance in their academic and career pursuits. Gears Foundation on Facebook, Gears_Inc. on Instagram, and the Gears Foundation at gmail.com.
Starks Auto Plaza at 2829 Red Wolf Boulevard is a proud KLEK supporter, offering luxury pre-owned vehicles sold wholesale to the public. At Starks, we never say no. 870-203-99 2980. Details at starksautoplaza.com.
The Jonesboro Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated was established on June 28, 1997 by 13 dynamic women who accepted the challenge of chartering the Jonesboro Alumni Chapter. Today, the chapter continues to impact the Jonesboro community by sponsoring programs such as the Sonia D. Williams Scholarship Breakfast, Community Back to School Bash, Delta Academy, Voter Registration Drive, and Autism Awareness. Our focus correlates with the national theme, Joy in Our Sisterhood, Power in Our Voice, and Service in Our Hearts. Our chapter supports Delta's 5-point programmatic thrust: economic development, educational development, international awareness and involvement, physical and mental health, and political awareness and involvement. More information about the Jonesboro Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated is available at www.jonesboroalumnidst.org or via email jonesboroalumni@live.com.
Hello, I'm Officer Victoria Evans. I have always had a desire to help others in need and to be an example and role model to young women by encouraging them to never give up on their dreams. My dream was to become a police officer and to serve my community. In 2016, that dream became a reality, and it is the most rewarding experience of my life. Now I want to let you know about the same opportunity. The Jonesboro Police Department will conduct testing every month for patrol officers. Applications are available online at jonesboropolice.com or at the Police Department, 1001 South Caraway Road. The Jonesboro Police Department offers a competitive salary, health, and retirement benefits, top-of-the-line training, and most importantly, the chance to make a difference in the Jonesboro community. Join me in making Jonesboro a better place. The Jonesboro Police Department is an equal opportunity employer, and women and minorities are especially encouraged to apply. More information is available at 870-935-5657.
KLEK 102.5 FM wants to be active in the community. If you or your organization is hosting a community service event, we would like to know about it and be a part of it. KLEK will promote your event on air, online, and on social media. KLEK personalities may also attend the event and provide music and or entertainment. Certain restrictions and availability may apply. If you or your organization would like to partner with KLEK to make the Jonesboro community a better place, call 870-277-1080 or email us at klek@klekfm.org. In order for a community announcement or church announcement to be aired on KLEK 102.5 FM, we ask that the announcement be sent at minimum 1 week in advance. Thank you for supporting KLEK 102.5 FM.
And now back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
Welcome back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM with my special guest, Mrs. Shunquetta Cunningham of CARES Grants and Services. So we're going to transition our conversation into something that I'm really interested to talk about. Many of us out there in the community and around the world are starting businesses. A lot of businesses always start, I don't want to say always, usually start at someone's home, starts as an idea on a notepad and then, starts at home. Okay, so now you need to find a way to market your business, connect with other people that are doing similar, same, different things, and just grow your clientele. Well, with that comes networking. Mm-hmm. And so I want to backtrack a little bit to, you did your Over the Cup event. You did it a little early. And then you partnered, or I want to say networked with another group who's doing something similar. So, and then that's sort of this idea for this conversation came about. And you also mentioned, I think one of the ladies was your neighbor. Mm-hmm. And so, how long has she been your neighbor, and how long had you known that she was doing something similar?
Yeah. So, Over Cup, again, for people who don't know, that's a networking group that I began. January 2018. Okay. So we meet every fourth Saturday, literally over a cup of coffee, and we discuss. It's for female minority entrepreneurs, and whether you are in the idea stage or your full-fledged business, it's just an opportunity to come and have real conversations about business aspects, and then also just some of the things that we face as minority business owners, and to be a resource for one another. So the meeting that Queelia is speaking of, my neighbor, Miss Vanna, she started the Women's Networking Group of Northeast Arkansas, I think about 2 or 3 years ago. And we are neighbors. And I was aware that she had this group, but also intentionality is everything. And so we often say we should get our groups together. But, I just wanted to make sure wisdom is knowing when. And that's when to do it, when was the right time. And earlier as we were starting, I just believe that we were still trying to figure out what Overcup was and doing that. And so this month presented an opportunity to say, hey, you know what? I think it's time for us to bring our groups together. And so we met at a local restaurant here, had a wonderful time. And to be honest, it's Overcup is all black. And then the networking group that that Vanna started, and they could have other members, but who were present was all white women. And so it was just to get in the room and realize that we're women, and we're women that are just trying to, progress our businesses and our professional endeavors, and that we have more in common when we actually start talking to one another. And so, we just had a great time and got some great business leads as well, which was the entire point.
And that's awesome. And so who knows what type of connections came out of that meeting. And so who knows how long those connections will last. And then when you are in those environments and you're talking to other people, we recently had a staff development day here. Okay. And we talked about the importance of communicating with people that you may not normally communicate with. Because then you learn something like, oh, okay. And all the time, even with people that we're familiar with, we often don't listen. We listen to respond. We don't listen for the sake of listening and to gather information. Long story short. You're exactly right. Yeah. When you communicate with individuals, you get to learn something, and someone may say something, you're like, oh wow, okay. I know that person, I'm familiar with that idea, whatever the case may be. A relationship is built, and anyway, we could benefit more from each other if we talk to each other, with each other, and share ideas and be willing to open up. You mentioned before concerning Overcup that don't be afraid to share your ideas, because there's only one you, and only you can do what you can do the way you can do it. Somebody else can do that thing in a different way, but if it's given to you, then it's meant for you.
Right. And we can see that now. Like I said, you all are here, and we can go down the street and we have Wendy's and McDonald's and Sonic, and all of them sell burgers and fries, but they each have their own spin to how they produce their product. And so there are people that reach out to me and say, I really want to come to Overcup, but I don't want to share my business idea. Or here's the thing, people, again, that's why you have Nike, Reebok, Under Armour. There's always going to be some similarities in the business that you do. There's nothing new under the sun. Look, the Bible tells us that. So whatever it is that you are called to do and desire to do, I think the best thing is to do that and know that there are other people that's going to come in your field, and then realize you're coming into a field. You are not the first one to do it as well. But I think going back to networking is so essential. Getting out there, and it's not about making friends. I tell people, that all the time. I even had to learn that it is relationship building and creating those allies. And I even just was talking to my husband the other day. I'm in not a season, a forever place that I'd rather be building allies, and so that people know what I stand for. Because a part of business is those relationships and people knowing you on that kind of personable level. And you know how people say that a lot of businesses are started at the golf course or established on the golf course. It's just having other conversations that has nothing to do with your business. You're probably talking about, a sale somewhere. But again, though, it's just breaking down those walls. I know sometimes we think we're shy and that we can't do it, but you really can. And then don't be intimidated by people when you go into events and stuff. I've realized people are not you're just as smart or smarter than most of the people you're intimidated by. I trust. It's just that life has allowed them to be in certain positions. But you got it.
And so we don't need to be afraid to network with other individuals because, as you say, through conversation, someone may have access to a resource that we never thought about. And so they may be like, let me connect you with so-and-so. Let me give you their card. Let me call them and let them know to expect a call from you or however it may work. So, and we need to stop being in competition with each other and stop comparing ourselves. Like you mentioned before, stop comparing yourself to someone else. Just because they are at a certain place, we don't know what it took for them to get there.
Right.
And so our journey is different, but we cannot be afraid to talk to them, network with them to see what steps they took, how did they do it. And I understand some people don't want to give away all of their trade secrets for free. That's fine. However, give me just one step to the path, on the path you took, and I can hopefully figure out the rest.
Yeah. And I've learned that I think the best from some of the great people and mentors that I had in my life, that you are willing to share, information. And again, it's when you are at a networking event, sometimes it does, it takes it like, hey, so I help nonprofits and communities. Do you have anyone in your, family, your circle that is looking to establish a nonprofit or is looking to find grants or to help with board development? Like, what if there's a need for that? That's the service that I offer. Do you have any, anyone that's in need of that service? It's simple. Sometimes that conversation, just being direct. And yes, even you can be sweating, asking that. Trust me, I know what that is. We in March, we went to the state capitol for AKA Day at the Capitol, my sorority, and I had the opportunity to be in there in the room with the governor. And, I was like, hey, this is the opportunity. Seize your moment. And I developed my pitch and everything the night before because I was like, I had already said, somehow I'm going to be able to be direct face-to-face with the governor and then to be able to share. And that happened. So I prepared myself. And that's another thing about networking. Have those mirror conversations with yourself. And so introduce yourself to yourself in the mirror. Do your 60-second pitch about the business that you offer, the product, the product that you offer or service, and how you want to connect and how it benefits the other person. Talk to yourself. I mean, I do it. People may say it's crazy, but it works for me. So maybe I just say develop a certain. Or you may want to go and talk to someone else. You may feel crazy talking to the mirror. I don't. But it is important to practice. Practice doesn't make perfection. Practice just makes permanent. It just allows you to be able to know your story. And so even if it's not perfect, you still hit some of those sayings, when, where's, what, how, and whys, by practicing that conversation with yourself or to someone else if you don't think you can do that. Awesome.
All right, so we'll take a word to Chelsea Chapman and Miss Kara Sullivan. And Miss Kara says, good morning, Shunquetta. Chelsea says, yes, Q, love that. You are the queen of connections. Look,
and good morning, Miss Sullivan.
I'm always trying to connect people. And then Mr. Shantae Johnson says, good morning, ladies. Shunquetta, do you help set up a 501c3?
I do. I do offer nonprofit development. Yes.
Right,
so I would love to talk with you. Who was that?
Shantae Johnson. He just helped host. He was over hosting. I don't know if you remember the alumni basketball game that happened last weekend.
I heard about that. Okay. Yeah. I think my uncle played in that.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
So Shantae is Shunquetta Cunningham at gmail.com. Email her and y'all get the ball rolling. See, that's what we're here for.
Exactly. KLEK has definitely been a great networking and connecting source, but that's what it is, just putting conversations. No one got to where they're at in, by themselves. It takes that connection and simply the conversation, just speak my name. I tell people, just speak my name, I'll do the rest.
Okay.
And if I know of someone, I refer KLEK or something to plenty of people, and I know you all have done the same for me. And then that's what Over a Cup is about. Just if I know someone has a service or a real estate agent, or a concierge service, is just being able to immediately think of that person to refer. And that's what networking does. It just calls your remembrance to people that offer their service. Say, hey, contact this, so and so. They have, nice detailing services, or it's just being able to again connect to get your business out there. That's the essential part. Again, don't worry about so much the friendships. If that comes, then that is so wonderful. But remember, there are tiers to relationships. There are some people that are just there for professional development and services. You go out for lunch. You don't go to each other's baby showers or play dates. You're strictly there for the networking, connecting, and just honor that, that space. I think sometimes people can get it confused.
Yes, ma'am.
No, seriously, because I kind of get some of those conversations a lot, we can have a conversation, we network on business, and then it's like an invitation to accept a baby shower, and I was like, well, congratulations, but I'm not going to attend, but I love kids. I got a lot of them myself. So, but seriously, I think that's another part of doing it, especially amongst African Americans, that we don't need to take offense so quickly. Just realize what a relationship is, and networking is just that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was watching She's Gotta Have It, and if anyone hasn't watched the series, I love how...
I've never watched the series.
Oh my God. It's a spinoff, of course, of the movie.
Yeah.
And the series is unapologetically Black and ethnic, everything in between. So anyway, there was a scene where the main character, Nola, everyone knows she's an artist, and so her and her friend, they had already been struggling their friendship over some other things. So anyway, it was getting to a pivotal point where Nola had the opportunity to advance her career, and her friend was like her, I don't want to call it a manager, but kind of a PR type person. And so they got into a big argument, and so Nola told her, either you're going to be my business partner or you're going to be my friend. She had to, it was hard for her to make that decision, but it was like, we can't be both. And so sometimes, like you said, we have to make that decision. What side do we fall on, friend or business partner? So unfortunately, it happens like that.
And sometimes you can have some of those friend moments in those relationships, because you do want to have, one of the influencers I follow is Lisa Nichols, and she actually has a segment to where one of her business partners actually turned out to be one of her best friends, because they've just spent the last 20 years building, and so they've been so close in that aspect. And I think that's and that's great. But again, allow that to happen in an authentic way. Don't try to intentionally and I'm learning that myself. Let me just say that I am learning that along the way, and a lot of that has to do with trying to establish more out of networking relationships, and then being disappointed, but then just getting it, don't take it offense. Out of that meeting, I did it my Wednesday, and I actually shared on the Facebook Live that I reached out to, from that meeting, one of the ladies. I wanted to have a further conversation, but again, in the end of it, after the big long paragraph, it was like a no, we can meet on this level. And I was like, okay, I get it. And I was okay with that. I was like, that is perfect. I appreciate it. So when we meet, we'll talk about this, and we'll see what comes from it. You just have to, take that. I believe in divine connections as well. And so if it's meant to transpire to anything more, do it. But if not, remember, you're going to networking events. You're going there as a business professional, career professional. And so there's also some things we haven't talked about that we need to touch on is, again, have your pitch ready, have your business cards ready. If you do not have your business cards, I always say at least take other people's business cards, and immediately we all have our phone, send an email of saying, hey, thank you for sharing your business card. I forgot my card, but here is my information below in your signature, or you're going to input it, in that email. But, still don't walk away from the event if you forgot your business cards. It happens to all of us. Just say, hey, just take that information and immediately follow up, from that.
Awesome. Another thing, and we're going to get into this conversation on another time, but along with the networking and building your business, there's that etiquette side on both ends, and don't want to give too much away into that, but stay tuned for that conversation, because oftentimes we want people to support us, but are we really presenting the most attractive version of ourselves, our business?
Not all the time. No.
People want to support us. So. Anyway.
Not all the time. And that is a deeper conversation. I will say that there are some people that even in your most genuine and authentic self that will not be attracted to your personality because that's their own reservations. But for the most part, I say it like this: if Michelle Obama, y'all know that's my best friend, if she ranks 7 or 8 out of 10, so that lets you know, as far as people that like her, you're going to have people that you could be perfect. A perfect example, college educated, just beautiful inside and out. Y'all know she's all of the above. And and people will not just be attracted to that. Yeah. That's one end of that. But there is an etiquette side to where I should be able to approach you. You should not change up your business conversation or how you speak or act because certain different people or races or of socioeconomic backgrounds come to you. You should be professional to every person, because in my eyes, when you come, I don't care who you are a potential client of Karis, and I'm going to do my best to prioritize, as my values say, people over profits, and work with you no matter what. But unfortunately, we have people that try to pick and choose and, like I said, change up how they speak and cheer up when certain people walk in the room, and it's like, green is green, or card is card, and PayPal is PayPal. And you can't say do that.
Yes. Shantae says, well, thank you for the information for the 1C3, and hopefully reaches out to you soon. When he says, I love networking. This is an awesome segment. Well, thank you, Shantae. We aim to please here.
Yeah. Kelly is the queen of conversations and needed conversations to have. So I just appreciate the opportunity.
I thank you. And I thank you for being willing. I thank everyone out there for listening and supporting. We could not do what we do without you. So we hope to have more of these conversations. It would not stop here. Just want to touch real quick on, when I brought up etiquette, it's important to network so that you can talk to other people who are doing what you're doing, maybe same field, same product, whatever. But look at how they conduct themselves with business and try to model some of their behavior so that you can increase your clientele. Again, it's about people over profit. Yes, you want to make money, but if you don't have people coming through, you're not going to have money.
There's no profit. And get mentors. Like I said, networking too is about, don't be afraid of reaching out to other people that do what you do. I have a mentor that's a grant writer for nominated the state of Arkansas. I reached out to her and said, hey, I need guidance, and she was willing. So don't be afraid.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right. We're going to put a pin right there and take another quick break. When we come back, we'll wrap up our overall discussion, the upcoming events in Blytheville, and maybe a business, word of encouragement. So stay tuned. We'll be right back after these announcements.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
We're back with Money Matters. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. No matter why you apply for credit, the last thing you want is for your application to be rejected. The National Foundation for Credit Counseling provides reasons a credit card application could be declined, along with steps you can take to correct the problem. Too many inquiries. It's a red flag if a person is attempting to obtain too much credit at once. What to do? Only apply for the number of cards that are necessary and appropriate for your financial situation. If declined, don't just keep reapplying. Instead, take steps to remedy the reason for the rejection. Then wait a few months to reapply, as that will give the credit report time to update. Serious negative notations on your credit report. Unpaid tax liens and Chapter 7 bankruptcy can remain on a credit file for up to 10 years. A person doesn't need to wait until the activity falls off the credit report, but putting distance between the harmful information and applying for new credit is helpful. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. for Money Matters, a product of American Urban Radio Networks.
Money Matters is made possible by the Jonesboro Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, a nonprofit organization focused on joy in our sisterhood, power in our voice, and service in our hearts. www.jonesboroalumnidst.org.
Money Matters is brought to you by the Gears Foundation, a nonprofit organization providing students with assistance in their academic and career pursuits. Gears Foundation on Facebook, Gears_Inc. on Instagram, and the Gears Foundation at gmail.com.
Money Matters is brought to you by Bancorp South, offering checking, savings, loans, credit cards, and wealth management. 5 locations in Jonesboro to serve you. www.bancorpsouth.com or 870-972-9800.
Help keep KLEK on the air. We are seeking 100 donors to give at least $20 per month, but we are happy with any gift, large or small. Come by our studio at 1411 Franklin Street in Jonesboro. Call us at 870-277-1080 or visit our website, klekfm.org, or you can use Cash App, $KLEKFM, or text KLEK1. Send it to 44321.
KLEK thanks CJ Pepper and the staff of Life Strategies Counseling Incorporated for helping people through hard times in life such as depression, family issues, stress, abuse, and more. They offer counseling and therapy for all ages, individuals, families, and groups. They are located at 1217 Stone Street. Phone number 1-866-972-1268 or online at lscihelp.com.
Black Professionals Network of Jonesboro Community Back to School Bash, August 3rd, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Allen Park Community Center, 3609 Ray Street, Jonesboro. Purpose: to create unity among organizations to achieve a common goal by giving parents and students a jump start on preparation for the academic year. Backpacks and school supplies for kids K through 12 will be distributed. A parent or supporter age 16 and up must be present with child. There will be lunch, health screenings, and vendor booths. Black Professionals Network JB@gmail.com or bpnjonesboro.org. The summer months are the most dangerous time for youth. More are experimenting with alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs during this time, and there is an increased occurrence of accidents and deaths as a result. Be aware and be safe. This message is brought to you by Crowley's Ridge Development Council.
The Mu Omicron Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated was established on January 1st, 1977, originally serving Blytheville, Arkansas, and now serving Jonesboro, Blytheville, Osceola, Marion, and West Memphis, Arkansas. Today, the chapter continues to make an impact by focusing on Alpha's national community outreach initiatives such as My Brother's Keeper, A Voteless People is a Hopeless People, Go to High School, Go to College, Project Alpha, Boy Scouts, and the March of Dimes. The Mu Omicron Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated is committed to Alpha's mission of developing leaders, promoting brotherhood and academic excellence, while providing service and advocacy to the community. More information about the Mu Omicron Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated is available at MOL Alphas on Facebook or via email at molalphas@gmail.com.
And now back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
Welcome back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM with my special guest, Mrs. Shunquetta Cunningham of Caris Grants and Services. I can't tell you how much I've enjoyed this conversation overall. We've talked about the Maya, Celebrate Maya project. We talked about Blacks Are Blue too. We talked about business things and then networking in business and off the air. We can't share that conversation, but we had a wonderful conversation. All I can say is divine intervention or divine connections, or however you want to put it. So, yeah,
I'm a firm believer.
Hopefully, I'll be breaking out of my shell and being more confident. And
you will
step out on the scene soon.
You will, and it's time, and it's overdue. But to everything, there is a season, so I understand that. But this ground and talking about networking and building, that's what the community programs are for. This station is for networking. I think the essence of it is to being intentional about what do you do to ensure that when people leave your presence, they knew they were in your presence. And you give that, and this kind of like continue from off-air conversation. So, you're always pouring into someone. So I want to openly on the air pour into you that it is definitely, again, God is so intentional that you have a gift. You have facilitated so many different conversations and level of conversations, even if there are sides and issues that you didn't agree with. The restraint, the resolve, and the professionalism that you exhibited. This is perfect for you. I don't know, sometimes conversations out here, I just feel like, child, listen. I'm like, yeah, we probably gonna end this a little early, but you don't do that. You just give everyone the same grace. And so, just I think of this station and how you all are operating, and a great deal of the success of this station is also has to do with these conversations right here. So I pray that this segment never stops. I thank you because it's definitely helped so many of us who are starting our business. KLEK and Carries kind of start around the same time. And a part of me being able to get out there is just having these moments right here. And so I thank you, and I know so many other people who've had books and products and events. Thank you, because without this avenue, it just wouldn't have been able to happen as effectively. So I appreciate that.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you.
I want to say good morning to Miss Cecilia Elite Abuachi. Thank you for checking in.
Hi, Soror.
Miss Chelsea says, you better say that, Shunquetta. She says,
yeah, sometimes you need, I know what it is to pour out so much, and then when you need to be poured into, I get it. Yeah. So if I can have that opportunity to do that for you, because I know I'm just looking around the corner like, okay, God, I pour it out because I'm ready to be poured into that. So yeah, so I thank you. Like, seriously, I appreciate you. Thank you.
Love you too, Chelsea. And I hope that more people that are listening would take that piece away from this conversation. It's okay to give a little bit of what you have to someone else. I watched a video on Instagram, and a lady was complaining about how she asked a friend about a business deal. How did you get started? What steps did you take? And people were criticizing her because she was complaining that the friend said, I'm not going to basically tell you what I did. Find out for yourself. And so people were saying, why would that friend give you all of their steps when you can just research it for yourself? It's one thing to Google something, but it's another thing to actually talk to someone who's actually doing it.
Yeah. And two, I don't know the depths of that conversation or that friendship, because it could be the friend was just always asking, and she was just like, look, I'm not helping you anymore. It's always another side to the conversation. But what I will say is that people often ask me, like, oh, can I meet with you? And, there's times I have to say no. I have 5 children. I'm youth director in my church. There's just so many things that I have and going on that I'm committed to.
Okay.
And so, but if I say, hey, I cannot meet with you, but let me direct you to the small business center. Okay. Take, again, just appreciate every, that advice, and then again, go forward. And so that was the next step. Oprah says it best. When you are building up your business and building up the things that you want to do, don't look for the big picture. Just ask, what is the next step? Mm-hmm. And if that next step is that piece of advice, then do your due diligence and follow up with that piece of advice. Mm-hmm. And then from there, you'll get another step, and so, because people can ask me, how do you do it? I'm like, I'm doing it. I don't know. There's no did. Like, I'm doing it. And that means I'm doing it ups and downs, curves, bumps. I'm down here flying, child. and just having faith in God. I just read that in Mark 11 this morning. I'm leave y'all with that. Just have faith in God, that whatever you ask, if you believe it, then it will come to pass. And you just have to trust that even when you can't see it, trace it, smell it,
it's
touch it, God is intentional. He will never forfeit his promises. So no matter what you are doing, community programs, a nonprofit, you have an idea of business, whether it's graduating, starting school, whatever that is supposed to happen, it will happen. But have faith.
All right, and we're going to leave it at that with All Gospel Wednesday. So after the show, crank your radios up and get your praise on. So thank you, Shunquetta, for those words of encouragement, that scripture. I hope everyone enjoyed this conversation, but stay tuned for more business-related conversations coming up in the future. Have a great and blessed day, everybody.
Thank you for listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM, a program focusing on the people working to make the Jonesboro community a better place while offering viewpoints from all sides of the issues. The views expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of KLEK 102.5 FM, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy